Hi, hello, and welcome to this week's True Crime live stream. I'm FEARSONA, you can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood True Crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills in December, right before Christmas. And I'm sorry, but I've been reading the chat a little bit, and as the conversation is going, suddenly Maria says, Beefalo. Just like random Beefalo. Oh, it made my day. I'm sorry. It made my day so much. But hi, I can see so many new faces. Wait, okay. I'll try to read some of your usernames and welcome you. Christopher Wren, hi. And okay, Go Tanks, the Dragon of Akina, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I see some of my patrons. Rudel Ganoodle, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it the wrong way, but hi. And for the first time, I see that Juniper is here. Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you like my previous videos because you were saying that you are binging them currently. What am I saying? Wait, True Crime on this and vibes. Yeah. Hi, Irving. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Irving. Oh God, I'm gonna mispronounce it so much. But Irving, I think, or Irving. I'm sorry. My throat is like. My tongue is just refusing to cooperate with me, but hi. Oh, and Asao, hi! They're one of my Patreons too, but hi. Thank you so much for tuning for the YouTube stream. Oh, and Vinji, oh my god, okay, hi Vinji, and Vinji is actually a 3D artist, and my god, okay, I think, wait, it's been quite a while for you to tune in for the true crime stream, what am I? Man, I can't talk. Also, I almost died right before starting the stream because well, I mean, right before coming to changing the screens because I took a sip of my drink and then I saw that it was 11 and I was like, oh shit, okay. I had to like choke a little and then switch to the screen and and turn on my mic. Okay, Juniper, I love them all so much. Though you are partially to blame for my lack of sleep that last night because of that Watcher case. Oh god. Oh yeah. I did see your comment that you were saying that, oh god, you kind of like went down that rabbit hole. I'm sorry, but yeah, like that case is just straight up bizarre and just I don't know, like keeps you up all night. And I mean, at least that's how it is for me. Like I read that case every time I read the case, I later feel like I'm not alone, so even though I'm alone at home. Okay, finally caught a stream live. Nice, thank you, Dorothy. Oh god, Dorothy. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And Aries, you're in the spirit. Also my first true crime live stream. Nice, Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I'm in the Christmas spirit. I do have my Christmas cloak, so we are in the spirit already. I mean, it's basically Christmas, come on now. Hi, she is live. Yeah, Ian, hi. I am live, finally. And I'm glad that you caught my stream. So many of you actually caught my stream, so yeah, that's nice. I'm excited to share this case with you guys. And since it's December, I mentioned that I'm gonna be covering cases from that happened, or actually not from Christmas, but that happened on Christmas or around Christmas, so close to Christmas, or just in December. But yeah, today's case is one such case. It is one of them, and I have to say that after researching the case, it kind of, I don't know, it stayed with me, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened. And I think I might have a theory too. Obviously, my theories are only just that, you know, theories. And there's no evidence. I don't have any evidence, but you know, I can theorize, you know, here. Even if I theorize without any evidence, it might bring us to something new, you know, something that no one else noticed. But we'll see. Okay, so before we start, let me just make some announcements. As you may know, I stream true crime on YouTube every week on Saturday or Sunday. And then I also stream a bonus episode on my Patreon. So if you want to support my work, if you want to, you know, toss a coin on your true crime VTuber, you can go ahead and go to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/fearsona, and we have a bonus true crime live stream every week on Friday. So if you're interested in seeing more of me and hearing more true crime cases, more unsolved mysteries, you can just go ahead and follow me there. And as for any as announcements and also for any updates about streams, you can follow my Twitter. Because that's where I usually post right before the stream. So like if it's an hour to the stream, I post on Twitter. So it's easier for you guys to get a notification, because I've been noticing that a lot of you guys have been having problems with YouTube notifications, and you're not the only ones, because I have that too. I've got those issues, and I don't get notified on YouTube for some reason when my streamer, like my favorite streamers or YouTubers, release a new video. So yeah, like just in case, you can just follow the Twitter account, and I'll be posting an hour before or like 30 minutes before, so you'll be notified. Okay, and aside from that, if you haven't noticed yet, I also have a new segment on my channel, which is Full Body Chills. This is a series of streams in which I'm gonna be reading a scary story either found on the internet or sent in by you guys. So it can be either a fake or true story, and you can send it in to my email address that is provided in the description of this video and also in the live chat. Tyrant just send it in. Also, my throat is like giving away. Okay. So anyway, you guys can send in your stories to the email address that is provided, and I might choose your story and I might read it on during the next live stream. And these streams are gonna be happening usually on Thursdays, but it might still change, but I'll be announcing it. And so far I'm planning to have Full Body Chill streams on Thursdays, so you can go ahead and send your stories in or recommend some stories from Reddit, like I can look into them. But yeah, that's it for that is what am I saying? That's it for the announcements, and let's just switch to my murder board and let's dive right into the story. Okay, so this December 22nd will mark the 40th anniversary of a murder that remains unsolved to this day. A crime that with a single shot took the life of a 19-year-old woman who was looking forward to the life ahead of her. A life that had been cut short on a cold winter night. This is the story of Rhonda Hinson. So it was the night of December 22nd, 1981. Just 3 days before Christmas, when 19-year-old Rhonda Hinson was getting ready to attend her first office Christmas party. She just recently started her job as a clerical worker at the local steel company after having graduated from high school in, I think, Valdesi, in North Carolina. You guys can correct me if I'm pronouncing it weirdly, in a weird way, because I might be wrong, like I should have, I tried to check it, but like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Valdez, I guess, or Valdesi. you can let me know. Okay, so Rhonda's mother, Judy Hinson, recalled that there was something strange about her daughter's mood that night. And here I quote, "She was torn about whether or not to go to the party, but never told us why. Her boyfriend, who was in college and at home at the time, didn't want her to go." End quote. In the end, Rhonda did decide to go to the party, which, for all we know, went just fine in the end. Why did I say in the end twice? So then, around midnight, she and two of her friends decided to, she and her friends, a female friend, decided to call it a night and left the party to head home. Although Rhonda drove her beige Datsun 210 that night, she left it at her female friend's house so they could drive to the party together in that friend's vehicle. because Rhonda was planning to sleep over at their place anyway, like that night. So she was planning to go to the party or stop by her friend's house. Then her friend would pick her up. She would leave her car at the friend's house, drive to the party, stay at the party, you know, and then come back to the friend's house and just stay over, not drive home. And that was the plan. But then the plan changed last minute. And Rhonda told her friend that she would actually drive home that night. So the friend insisted that Rhonda just stayed over, but she thanked her and refused. They separated at 12:30 a.m. After which she proceeded with her 10-mile drive back to her parents' home, taking west on the Interstate 40 and exiting onto the Mineral Springs Mountain Road, which was half a mile from her house. But she never reached her destination. Around 1 a.m. that night, Rhonda's mother, Judy Hinson, woke up in panic. She had a strange, disturbing feeling in the pit of her stomach. Quote, "I woke up feeling panicky, scared, because I felt like something had happened to Rhonda. I felt like Rhonda was dead. I felt like she had been in an automobile accident, or car accident. Oh my god, I can't pronounce it." End quote. So that eerie feeling turned out to be actually foreshadowing, because when Bobby, Rhonda's father, turned on his police scanner to check if there were any accident in the area, they heard that a homicide had occurred, and the victim was Rhonda. In the morning hours, Rhonda's car would be discovered on the side of Mineral Springs Mountain Road, only half a mile of her home, from her home. The driver's door was wide open, and there, a few feet away, lied Rhonda Hinson. She was dead. Her body was lying upward on her back, arms placed at her sides, as if someone placed them in this position deliberately. Then, the autopsy report showed that Rhonda Hinson had been killed by a single bullet, likely from a high-powered rifle. This is gonna sound almost unbelievable, but the bullet that killed Rhonda was fired towards her speeding car and hit it with such force that it passed through the trunk, then her seat, and hit her right through the heart. At the time of when Rhonda was discovered, her car's engine was still running, and the vehicle had rolled backwards off the road and into a ditch, likely after Rhonda was shot. Medical examiners also pointed out that given Rhonda's serious injury, it would have been impossible for her to have opened the car door, exit the vehicle on her own and crawl away. So there are two key questions that still need to be answered. Who fired the lethal shot? But also, how did Rhonda end up on the ground away from her car? The police immediately went with two theories. Either Rhonda Hinson was a target to someone she knew, or she fell an unfortunate victim of a random or even accidental shooting. The thing is, Rhonda wasn't the type of person who would have any enemies. On the contrary, she was very popular in high school and in her whole town. She was a talented tennis player with quite a big circle of close friends. And even Rhonda's mom, Judy, once said, quote, "I think she was targeted. My husband thinks it was just a random shot by some people in that area playing around with a rifle." End quote. So her mom actually had some suspicions, even though initially she did say that Rhonda wasn't the kind of person to dislike anyone, and it didn't seem like anyone disliked her. Like she had her close friends, she had a boyfriend, she had seemingly perfect life. So there was no reason to target her, but then in the weeks leading up to her murder, her mom changed her mind because Rhonda's behavior changed drastically. So there were several instances of Rhonda behaving quite strangely and even cryptic. Oh, sorry. Even though she was never afraid to drive alone before, recently she started to ask her father to drive with her whenever she would go to town, or she was planning to go to town. And on one such occasion, she told her dad that she had something to tell him and that it wasn't good. Bobby, her father, recalls the conversation. Quote, "I said, 'What is it, Rhonda?' I said, 'No matter whether it's good or bad, tell me.' And she said, 'I'll think about it.' And she never did explain. Never did tell me why. What it was, you know? She's afraid to tell me." End quote. Her mom also remembers one strange exchange between her and her daughter. Rhonda, out of the blue, asked her if she thought it's acceptable to date a married man. Then Judy responded, quote, "I said, 'Rhonda, there's never a time that it's all right to go with a married man. The only thing that comes from that is people getting hurt.'" End quote. And then the investigators started uncovering evidence suggesting that someone might have been stalking Rhonda on the night of her murder. Oh, and I keep turning it off. So, Special Agent John Suttle of the North Carolina FBI said, quote, "Between 12:15 and 12:30 on the morning that Rhonda Hinson was murdered, a witness drove under the Interstate 40 bridge on Mineral Springs Mountain Road. She observed a blue Chevy facing in a northerly direction with two white males in the vehicle." End quote. So apparently that car was parked close to the ramp, which Rhonda would later use to exit, and it was spotted 30 minutes before the shooting. Later, the investigators were also contacted by another person who was traveling down the same road around that time, and they said they saw that blue Chevy, except this time there was only one man inside of the vehicle, and the car quickly sped away from what later would be the crime scene. Then Rhonda's beige car came into the view of the witness, and they saw that the driver, so Rhonda, was slumped behind the steering wheel, and an unidentified man was standing right at the driver's side door. Unfortunately, at the time, the witness didn't think it was anything more than, maybe a couple who maybe had one too many drinks that night and they had to pull over. The witness didn't have a reason to stop, so they drove on, unknowingly leaving a possible homicide scene. Okay, let me read some of the chats, because, okay. Ian, maybe, but to just snipe them, it seems so weird. Maybe it was a hit by someone that Rhonda had pissed off. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to that, actually, because, I mean, I've already, I'm gonna go through some of the theories, but I've already mentioned some of the strange behavior and the two men that maybe they were her stalkers, or maybe someone was actually targeting her, but I'll go over this at the end of the case. Hired hitman by the wife of the married man. Hey, I mean, there were signs that she was perhaps dating someone who was not otherwise, who was otherwise also engaged, the person was married. So who knows? Maybe that was the catalyst, maybe that was the trigger. Juniper, it's such a wild shot, like something out of fiction. I know, right? And that was also kind of commented on by an expert, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. Rudolph Genoodle. Blue Chevy with a driver that had a barcode on the back of his head. head? What? I mean, for her. Lost Nemesis. I wonder, could it have been a mistake? We're about to see how good the cops were. Oh god, oh boy. I mean, you'll see, but yeah, there's quite a few theories, and I'm gonna go over them in just a minute. Alrighty, so okay, so here's the thing. Earlier that same day, so on December 22nd, around lunchtime, when Rhonda walked out of the office building where she worked with her coworker and friend, Tanya Benj, I think Benj. Tanya later noted that she saw Greg McDowell, and he was Rhonda's boyfriend. So he was waiting for Rhonda to pick her up for lunch, right? They were planning to have lunch together, and he was waiting in front of that office, parked in a blue Chevy. The witness was later that witness who who noticed those two car, or like one car, the blue Chevy, on the Mineral Springs Mountain Road right by Rhonda's car, was later put under hypnosis in hopes that to get them to recall more details, and they did. Aside from the already known description of the bluish or grayish car, the witness then proceeded to describe the man they saw by Rhonda's car. Quote, "He's not a big guy. He's about 6 foot or 5'10". He's about medium build. Sort of dark brown haired guy. And then, now, take a look at the picture of Greg. This is actually Greg, Rhonda's boyfriend. So then the witness also mentioned seeing another car parked further down the road from Rhonda's vehicle. This one was either a black or dark blue Trans Am. It is possible that this was the car driven by the killer or someone who was working with them. And upon investigating the crime scene, the police found some latent fingerprints on the side and outside of Rhonda's car on the driver's side door. And these were not linked to anyone, maybe because they weren't good enough, maybe they weren't, I don't know, like they couldn't test it, or actually no, they did test it, but nothing came up, and it's possible that this person did not have criminal record, and that's why nothing came up. And not only that, but DNA material that did not match Rhonda was recovered from her sweater, and specifically from under her armpits area. These samples were submitted to the national database but did not turn up any matches so far. And mind you, if it's the armpits area, it makes sense if there was another person who the witness saw was standing by Rhonda's driver's side door, and then Rhonda was found on the ground instead of in her car. It makes sense that this person just grabbed her under her armpits or underarms and dragged her out of the car. Okay, my guy looks like a killer. I know, right? The description matches Greg, and I'm gonna go over all the theories now. Okay, so wait. Gotta turn off some of the stuff. Okay, so one of the theories about who might be involved and responsible for Rhonda's death circles back to that conversation she had with her mom, Judy, in the weeks leading up to Rhonda's death. Even though Rhonda had a boyfriend, Greg, who was a student at North Carolina State University, could it be that she got involved with someone else at the same time when Greg was away to college? And was she cheating on Greg? The question to her mother about dating a married man and the fact that she seemed to have been hiding some heavy secret that she couldn't bring herself to reveal to her parents could be suggesting that Rhonda was not faithful to Greg and was struggling with the situation, because in the weeks leading up to her death, in the, to the incident, she seemed to be under constant pressure. Like, she seemed to be stressed. Her mom also mentioned that Rhonda was not sleeping well. Like, she would often wake up in the middle of the night and just take a shower. Just randomly take a shower. She would seem like she was panicking, and then she would take a shower. So, and also not only that, but Greg seemed to be a little controlling over Rhonda. Her mom mentioned that whenever Rhonda would take a call from Greg, she would go out of the room, she would lock herself in her room, and she would never, ever, like, let her family hear even a part of the conversation. And if you remember, like, at the beginning of this story, when Rhonda was getting ready for the Christmas party at her office, she actually did tell her mom that, hey, I'm kind of feeling bad. I don't know how I feel about this party because Greg is kind of trying to guilt trip me into not going. Like, he's mad, he doesn't want me to go. He was also not very keen on, Rhonda staying over at her at her friend's place. And, he was also complaining, apparently, allegedly, he was also complaining that she shouldn't be staying over at her friend's place. My voice is like, no, English, please. So he was not happy that Rhonda was going out, that she was meeting up with friends. He wasn't happy that, maybe he didn't even want Rhonda to talk to him in front of his parents. Maybe he was, I don't know, or maybe Rhonda just didn't want to talk, like, let her parents hear that maybe she was arguing with him on the phone, or there was something. Was he abusive? I mean, we don't know that for sure. There was never any other evidence. We just know that he was a little controlling and he was not happy with her going out, or, I don't know, as I said, meeting friends, which is already like trying to isolate her. And I'm just theorizing, I don't have any other evidence. I just have those signs. So we don't really have evidence that he was actually trying to isolate her or, single her out. No, not single out, but like isolate her from her friends and family. But that's how it seems, that's how it seems to me. Like, he was pressuring her into something, or he was pressuring her to just follow his rules. Not only that, but Greg McDowell's alibi for the night of Rhonda's death was never publicly revealed to the press, if there was one. So we don't even know where he was on that night. And as far as we know, like, there's no information. Like, he might have been on that bridge, or he might have been on that mountain road. And it was also never reported whether or not he had a rifle in his possession that matched the one that shot Rhonda. So never, I don't know, I don't know, unless the police just didn't reveal it. It doesn't seem like they looked into it, or like that Greg was a person of interest or a suspect even. So that's one of the theories, maybe Greg was jealous. It was a jealous boyfriend kind of case. And it just ended in tragedy. So theory number 2 is, what if I told you that Rhonda wasn't supposed to die that night? And what if I told you that whoever killed her wasn't actually targeting her? So this theory states that those 2 men in that blue Chevy and black Trans Am I talked about a while ago could have been a part of an organized hit. It just wasn't aimed at Rhonda. So she was unlucky enough to end up in the wrong place at the wrong time, and was mistakenly, mistakenly shot by the hitman. And, the hitman just mistook her for his actual target. The theory of a, professional hitman being behind this incident was reinforced by expert testimony, in which the expert did point out that a shot that killed Rhonda would have been impossible to make by an inexperienced shooter. Not only was the road inclined, because it was a mountain road, so there was an incline of the road. It was middle of the night, meaning it was dark, completely pitch black, not to mention the distance that was likely substantial, because the experts assume that this shot was made from a distance. So was it actually a terrible mistake? I mean, I know that it sounds crazy. It is a far-fetched theory that there was some kind of elaborate scheme, and you know, there was a hitman or more than one. Oh god. my throat just like, no, you don't speak anymore. So there was a crazy theory that this was some kind of scheme, and Rhonda just ended up an innocent victim, and she wasn't actually the target. And then there's another theory that's even crazier. So the last theory goes, well, I mean, not the last theory, the third theory goes a step further. So upon arriving at the crime scene, the investigators noted that the driver's side window in Rhonda's car was rolled all the way down. There was no reason for Rhonda to roll down her window unless she had to pull over and talk to someone. And she wouldn't have done that unless it was either someone she knew or a police officer pulling her over. And that would change the theory about the shooter being at a far distance when firing the rifle. Because what if there were still two people involved in the incident, but one of them was dressed as a law enforcement officer, made Rhonda pull over to a fake mock-up checkpoint, and he made her roll down her window, because that's how it usually goes, right? Like, you get pulled over by a cop and you have to pull down your window or roll down your window. Meanwhile, the other person walked up behind the car and fired the weapon, killing Rhonda. But then again, was it just like a random act of violence, or was it an accident? Was it that Rhonda was the wrong target? Was it a mistake? And then the last theory kind of rolls into an accident area. So could it still be an accident? I know it sounds unbelievable, because how could anyone make that shot? How could anyone shoot at this angle in the dark from a distance, from a huge, like, big distance? And the thing is, this wouldn't be the first such incident. So in 1967, a woman named Nancy Nancy McEwen was driving her car on Belt Parkway in New York when suddenly her vehicle drifted into the median strip. It so happened that a police lieutenant was driving behind her, so he pulled over, seeing that there was something wrong with the car. Maybe there was something wrong with the car. Maybe the driver fell asleep behind the wheel. Who knows? But when he walked up to her car, he saw that the driver's side window was rolled all the way down, and Nancy was in her car, slumped over the wheel. There was a small gunshot wound on the side of her head, causing her to die at Coney Island Hospital later that night, or that day. So at the time of the incident, no other windows in her car were shattered, or no windows in her car were shattered, because one of them was just rolled down, and the others were, nothing was damaged. And the investigators determined that the shot must have come from the bay, or the nearby area, from the Sheepshed Bay, or the nearby area. And eventually they started investigating. So, like, obviously they didn't find any, bullet shells in the area. So they were quite confused. They were like, okay, we have to take it a step further. There's the bay is here. So there are a lot of boats. What if someone, we have to investigate people who owned boats. because there was a lot of people around the area who would sail, you know, nearby. Lo and behold, the local gas station owner confessed to being on his boat that morning, that day when Nancy was driving by, and he was taking target practice at a floating beer can. It turns out that one of his bullets basically bounced off the beer can, or off the water surface, and then killed Nancy, making an impossible angle and a supposedly impossible shot. So this was not exactly, yeah, like it was unbelievable. It was seemingly an impossible shot, and yet it happened. So what if Rhonda was, you know, a victim of such an accident? What if it just was someone, I don't know, someone in the woods practicing, you know, target shooting? What if someone was hunting in the, I don't know, in the woods at night? Yeah, it sounds like an unbelievable coincidence, but maybe that's what happened, and it just so happened that the bullet, I don't know, they just bounced off something and hit Rhonda. So in conclusion, so many things are left up in the air in this case. Was Rhonda seeing someone in secret from her boyfriend? Who knew that Rhonda would attend the Christmas party that night? Was there something that happened either in the weeks leading up to the party or at the party itself? And why didn't she stay with her friend that night instead decided to drive home at nearly 1 a.m.? And the most important question, who were the men seen near the crime scene that night on December 22nd, 1981? Up to this day, we unfortunately don't know the answer to any of those questions, and whether or not Rhonda's life ended by a gruesome murder or by an almost unbelievable accident. And okay, let me read some of the chat messages, because I've been just going through the case and I didn't stop. Okay. Rudel Genoodle. Sorry, Rudel Genoodle. Missed so hard the bullet ignored physics. Hey, I mean, as I said, in 1967, this happened. Like, that's just, yeah, the laws of physics, please, they don't exist. It just bounced off the water surface and then just killed someone. Okay, the Dragon of Aquina. I once hit my neighbor in the head with a ground ricochet from my paintball gun. What? Okay. Okay, wow. Okay, that's pretty crazy. So see, so this happens. Like it's very unlikely. It's almost unbelievable, but it happens. Lost Nemesis. All right, boys, we need to arrest the ocean. It's the oldest murder in the world. Time for some justice. Okay, Holmes's apprentice. It's strange though. If she were said to be worried of driving alone not long before, why would she decide to go back home driving alone for a 10-mile drive during the dark time? And that's so true. Like, I was thinking about it, and I don't know, like, I was thinking about it, like, that's weird, right? That's strange. Weeks before, she would be asking her father to drive with her, even during the day, just drive with her because she didn't want to drive alone. And yet that night she was, you know, she was driving with her friend, and then she was planning to stay over at her friend's, and then just decided, okay, it's 1 a.m. It's pretty much 1 a.m., but I'm gonna drive home in the dark alone. So that's, yeah. And connecting it to the, I don't know, maybe, as I said, maybe something happened during the party. Okay, so here's my theory. You know how I said that before, like when she was getting ready, you know, that night or that day, her boyfriend Greg was kind of guilt tripping her into not going to the party. And he was, you know, she did confess it to her mom that, hey, Greg is kind of like being an asshole, and he's being a dick, and he's trying to get me to not go to this party, but I'm gonna go anyway. What if during that party Greg kept calling her or called her, and she would, I don't know, maybe she was putting him, just sending him straight to voicemail or just putting him on silent, putting the phone on silent, and she wasn't picking up, or she picked up and he gave her a hard time and she refused to leave the party. So she had a good time. And then she left, you know, like he kept pestering her, and that's why maybe they got into an argument. Maybe that's why she decided not to stay over at her friend's place. And then she drove, you know, on that mountain road. Who knows? If you remember that the other friend, Tanya, she saw Greg when he came to pick Rhonda up for lunch, and he had a blue Chevy. So what if, you know, he was arguing with her all through the night about this party, and then he demanded that she came back home, and he would meet her halfway on that mountain road. He would wait for her. But then what if he discovered that she was having an affair with someone, and his plan was to meet her? I don't know, maybe he was planning to kill her, or maybe he was planning something. Or they got into an argument and, you know, he ended up shooting her. I honestly don't know. It just looks like, right? Even the crime scene, it looked like it was staged because her arms were placed on her sides, like in a very deliberate way. And not only that, like it was impossible for her to have crawled out of her car while being so severely injured. So I don't know, I'm leaning towards the fact that maybe she did have an affair, and then Greg found out, and him and maybe one of his friends, I don't know, like he I don't even know if it was premeditated. Maybe it was he wasn't planning to kill her, but he was planning to, I don't even know what. No, honestly, maybe he did plan to kill her. Again, we don't have any alibi for him, or at least we don't know of any alibi. And we don't even know if he had a rifle. So we can only wonder. Jesus, I bumped into my mug. It almost fell. Okay, Austin, we arrested the water. Okay, Ian. Hey, FEARSONA, thanks for doing these. They are so fun to listen to in the background, and always good to hear coming from you. Thank you. Keep at it, and we hope to hear more from you. You will, every week. Okay, Rudolph. Alright. Physics got invented by Neil deGrasse Tyson. What? When he started tweeting. Yeah, what? Juniper, maybe something spooked her at the party and she felt safer driving alone than staying. Maybe. Or maybe she was worried for her friend. Like, if something spooked her at the party. Or, as I said, maybe if Greg was, like, super pissed and it seemed like he was... Again, we don't know if he was abusive, if he was physically abusive. We know that he was kind of controlling. But we don't know, maybe he was physically abusive and she was like, okay, I don't want my friend to find out about this. I'm just gonna do what he says and drive home and meet him halfway. And then it just ended badly. Maybe they got into an argument and he had, I don't know, either he shot her or he had someone with him, right? Because there was another car just down the road. So maybe he did have someone else with him. Who knows? Okay, go tanks. Definitely gonna rewatch the VOD. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead, and I hope you will like the case. Oh, not like the you will find this case interesting, because I definitely did. Seems plausible. Yeah, like I am honestly leaning towards the fact that the theory that Greg had something to do with it. But again, no evidence. 40 years later, and we are still at the square one, basically. Okay, Austin, do we know if he had any experience in firearm training? No, that's the thing. We don't. Like, we don't even know if he had that rifle, or... Yeah, like, there's literally no information about whether... About him whatsoever. It's like, he was suspicious. Her mom, you know, Rhonda's mom had some suspicions. She was obviously not happy that Greg was so controlling over her daughter. And there were just signs, you know, Rhonda was troubled. Rhonda was arguing with Greg in the weeks like leading up to her death. And yeah, but we have no answers whatsoever. Okay, Lost Nemesis. I've heard a crazy ex is shooting out windows of cars, trying to scare said ex without the intention of killing them. See, it's possible. Maybe he demanded that she came back home, and he didn't tell her that he would be there in the car, like he would be waiting kind of halfway. Maybe he wanted to scare her, or he had someone else who has experience with firearms, with weapons, and they shot her. You know, he was asking them, okay, just, you know, just scare her. Like, you don't, obviously, I don't wanna harm her. You know, just maybe shoot at the window, and it's gonna, you know, just gonna bounce back. She's gonna be fine. It's just gonna spook her, and I can come to her aid or something. But it just ended badly. And that's pretty much it about this case. You know, we don't have an answers. We don't have any more evidence. The only thing we have are questions. So many questions. Okay, let me switch back to the chat room. Okay, Juniper Clark. It's curious that they didn't investigate. He seems like suspect number 1. If they did, as I said, if they did, they just didn't reveal anything. Maybe they did find an alibi for him, but there's just nothing. And it's so infuriating. Also, there's not that much information about this case. And I was trying to find anything else, and it just wasn't that big. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be that big of a case on the internet. I couldn't find that much information, or maybe I just didn't dig well enough. But yeah, I have nothing. You know, I don't have an answer for you about that. And that wouldn't be okay. That wouldn't be the only case where, you know, to us, it seems like the suspect or at least person of interest is very clear. Like, this guy seems suspicious, but then the police just, I don't know, just didn't investigate, and they just ignored him, or they did, but they didn't really go into deep enough. Man, that sounded bad. Ignore me. Ignore my just fantastic sense of humor. Me laughing at my own jokes. But yeah. Okay, Ian, there is still the thought that it could have been someone like the married man's wife, right? Maybe she did the hit or something. I know, yeah. Or I don't know. Or maybe if we go even crazier, maybe that person, the married man's wife, somehow got involved with Greg. Someone got in touch with Greg, and Greg was pissed, or Greg found out who the man was, and he got in touch with the wife, and somehow they worked together. Who knows? Like, we're straying into like crazy theories area. Well, not that crazy, actually, not that crazy. I know we're kind of straying away from what the official theories are, but hey, it's not. Honestly, it's not impossible. It's not that stupid. These cases happened before, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. To me, Greg is suspicious. Did anyone get the time? What? What? Wonder if there's any deathbed confession to look forward to. Who knows? It happened in 1981. We'll see. You know, Greg is likely still alive. But yeah, so far nothing. But I will let you guys know if I find anything else. Lost Nemesis. So what 308 and up? I'm trying to think of bold actions that were available at the time. I'm not sure. It wasn't even revealed really. Like, I didn't even see anything about like what kind of rifle was it, like what caliber, what could have, like, what type of weapon was it? It just says it was a rifle. My ears heard, man, that sounds bad. Yeah, I think that's usually what I say. I don't know. There's probably like a million clips in which I say a weird joke, and then I just follow with, man, that sounded bad. So many things I say just end with "man, that sounded bad." Thank you for the enjoyable stream. It's been great listening to you in the background. Nice, thank you, Gia. Wait, Gia doesn't know why. I love your username too. But thank you for tuning in. And wait, Shark Mako. Potato gun, definitely. Hey, maybe potato guns can make that shot. Ian, you know, I think you're the first VTuber to ever do true crime. I think so. I don't think I've come across anyone else. It's a unique flavor of virtual waifu, and it's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, and I'm glad that you like the content. I think I'm the first one. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, very likely. Hey, I'll roll with it. I'm the first. I'm the first VTuber. Oh God, I can't speak. I'm the first true crime VTuber, and I'll take it any day. Okay. IDK Bacon. As the owner of a lever action, I am offended. What? Also, let me just thank my Patreons, because I didn't do it in the murder board, but I would like to thank all of my Patreons over on Patreon for supporting my work. And let me list them out. Tyrant Kitsune, Colonel Turtle, Zinc. Oh, damn. Okay, thank you so much for following. Zinc, Scholastica, CW, Esau Buenrostro, Maria, Rudel, oh God, I'm sorry for mispronouncing the names, but Rudel Genoodle and IDK Bacon 53. Thank you so much for supporting my work and for being there on Patreon when I stream bonus true crime episodes, which, by the way, you guys can have access to if you go to Patreon and subscribe. I stream every Friday, usually at the same time, so 7 p.m. with a new unsolved case. So if you're interested in seeing more of me and hearing more of the unsolved true crime cases and supernatural cases, bizarre UFO sightings, just head over to Patreon. And for any announcements and updates, you can follow me on Twitter. Also, just so you guys can help me out a little bit, even if you can't, you're not able to support me on Patreon, you can help out by liking the video and leaving maybe a comment, because it really helps YouTube algorithm to push my videos forward and suggest my videos. So, just take a second, like that video, and yeah, that's gonna be a huge help, and I will be eternally grateful, and you're gonna get a biscuit or a Cheeto, whichever you prefer. Also, let me remind you guys that I have now started with oh God, what am I saying? I have now launched the new series, or quote unquote series of streams, that is called Full Body Chills, in which I read scary stories either found on the internet or sent in by you guys. So you can also send in your story, either fake or true. Oh, damn. Okay, we have a donation. Irving has tipped $5 and great stream. Can't wait for more. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll say it again. So let me say it again. In my stream series called Full Body Chills, I read scary stories found on the internet or scary stories sent in by you guys. And you can send them to my email, which is in the description below this video. You can go ahead and send them, and I might read your story during the next scary story live stream. She didn't miss it. I didn't miss your name. I think I got all of them down, so you can't hold it against me. Okay, Polly Bloom. I really enjoy watching your streams, as well as I get the same vibes as listening to Creepypasta back in the day, but with a cute anime girl. Nice, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you enjoy my streams. Okay, CW, Irving, nice. Yeah, again, thank you so much, Irving, for your tip, and for the donation. 69 likes, nice. Someone screenshot it. I can't screenshot it now, but yeah. If you guys take a second to like this video and maybe leave a comment, you can suggest other cases that you would like me to cover. If you have a case that happened around Christmas or on Christmas, you can suggest it right now, and I might cover it this month when I'm doing my weekly true crime stream. This was fun to listen to while I work. Nice. Hey, I'm glad that I've gotten to the point where I'm the nice noise in the background. Nice background noise to work to. Hey, that is my goal. That is my life goal, to be that background noise. Sona is improving. She remembers the names. I know, right? I am the achievement unlocked. Remembered all my Patreon names. But this time I do have a list, complete list, because last time I think I covered it with some other window and it just like covered a name. Okay, no, it went up. No, man, I was hoping that someone would screenshot it. Austin, for a first impression, I really enjoyed it. Nice, thank you so much. Okay, Dragon of Akina, I sent you in a story for World. Yeah, you did. It was a short story, but yeah, you did. And I can mention it. I can read it next time. I will make sure to do so. Okay, Shark Mako. Cover how the Grinch almost stole Christmas. Honestly chilling. That's true. That was quite a heist. The Dragon of Akina. Would you like to show everyone the tank? And I think I'm gonna show it to everyone during the the Full Body Chills live stream next time, okay? Like the next week, the upcoming week, because I want to keep this true crimey, and then the scary story, that's where I'm gonna show your artwork, because Dragon of Akina sent in his artwork, his sketch, and that was pretty cool, so I'm gonna show it next time. Okay, Ian, hey FEARSONA, question. Were you inspired to be a VTuber by other VTubers, or was this sort of content all of your own idea? No, actually, my friends, like a couple of other YouTube friends, we were hanging out, and I did not know what VTubers were, honestly, like until a couple of months ago. So they actually suggested, oh, why, just showed me, like they were like, oh, why don't you look into VTubers? Like, this is a pretty cool idea. What do you think about it? And I was like, oh, honestly, I don't know much about them. So then I looked into it and I was like, oh, okay, that seems interesting. And then just figured, okay, why not? Why not? I'm gonna go with it. So it was actually a suggestion by some other friends. So thanks to them. Okay, Holly Bloom. This is what I do as well. FEARSONA, I love creepypasta. Would you like to do a collab someday? Yeah, sure. I mean, why not? Why not? Hey, I'm down for a collab. Okay. Scholastica, we know who you are. Wait, say the name. What? Okay, Scholastica, sure. Yeah, I did say the name on the list. Okay, so who is your favorite VTuber rather than yourself? I mean, I'm my favorite VTuber. But you got that one right. Who is my favorite VTuber? Who do I watch? I mean, I do have a couple of VTuber friends, so I guess they are my favorites. Like Rose and Rose Tsubaki, and then Poltera. Oh, Poltera is pretty nice. She has a very original design. Honestly, there's quite a few. There's quite a few of the VTubers that I watch. I do love art streams, and there's this one VTuber called Riku. She is pretty cool. You guys should check her out. It's like Riku. She's a pretty cool one. Well, there are so many like talented singers and stuff. Like they have so many. Like there's Halo. Halo is like such a skilled singer. I'm jealous. Okay. Juniper, your earlier animated stories reminded me of OSP's videos. Ah, yeah. Oh my god. What were the inspirations for that style? Damn. Okay, I love overly sarcastic productions. Hey, they can hit me up if they want a collab. But yeah, I love those stories, and yeah, like some of my videos, I have to say they, they kind of also inspired me to start doing animated videos in the past. So yeah, I love their stuff. Okay. I wish I could be a cute VTuber waifu. Hey, anyone can be a cute VTuber waifu, okay? So go ahead if you know, if you want to be a VTuber waifu, be a VTuber waifu. If you want to be a biscuit, be a biscuit. If you want to be a Cheeto, be a Cheeto. Just never be a Dorito, okay? If you want to be a Dorito, get the fuck out. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's, yeah. He will not be forgotten this time. He was not forgotten this time. Yeah, Rose is my waifu, so she's my favorite VTuber. True crime is great, but spooky supernatural stuff is my favorite. Hey, I might do, like, I'm definitely gonna do some supernatural stories here as well, so you can look forward to that. The Dragon of Akina, would it be possible to end you a video of my voice reading the story? Oh, end my video with your voice. Hey, we'll see, okay? We can talk about it. And why not? I mean, you know, like fan recording. Why not? Amelia Watson. She's also an investigator. Oh yeah, I remember. She's from Hololive, right? And you girls have similar clothes. That's true. Like she is kind of like Sherlock, right? Like Amelia. Amelia Watson. Yeah, like I do know. I don't think I've ever watched her stream, honestly. I've seen her artwork. Okay, Rudol. John Master Chef. Chief. The green guy from Red versus Blue. Oh. I don't know that. What? John Cena. Lol. Ian, not gonna lie, I did think that the whole true crime thing was kinda inspired by Amelia Watson. It was not. Like, honestly, as I said, like, I think I've seen some of the Hololive, because I didn't know much about VTubers, so I wasn't really that into them. But yeah, like, no, the true crime, you know, true crime thing was my thing before I became a VTuber. It was long. Like, I think I started my animated videos 3 years ago, or 2.5. I think the first one was like 2 years ago, and it was still true crimey. So yeah, and I just figured, hey, why not? Why not? This is gonna be an interesting concept if I just make a VTuber and then just keep talking about true crime cases. True crime Cheeto. Yeah, CW. I mean, why not? True crime's an important part of history. It is. Because honestly, like, those stories are gruesome, but honestly, you learn so much about, like, how to keep yourself safe, what to avoid, and, like, just... Okay, on the flip side, you also learn not to trust anyone. Yeah, it gives me trust issues. So, after all those true crime stories that I've heard and I've read about, yeah, I do have trust issues. Also, what if I want to be a Dorito? Especially a Cool Ranch Dorito. No, then your pass to join the streams is revoked. No, I'm kidding, but please don't be a Dorito. Be a Cheeto. Can't believe I haven't seen Wub here. I know, right? Like, he didn't... I guess maybe he's busy today. He's more of a gremlin than investigator, though. Oh, you mean Amelia? Yeah, I honestly wouldn't know, because as I said, like, does she do true crime, or is she just, I don't know, like, other stuff, VTuber stuff? Do you watch a TV show called Dexter? No, I haven't seen Dexter yet. I do have to watch it. Fear is telling to the truth. That's true. Yeah. It seems to be your type of entertainment, with a heavy crime serial killer. I should watch it, because I know more or less what it is about, but I have to check it out. I know that much. Yeah. Juniper, I don't know if Amelia counts as an investigator. I've never seen her do any deducting. deducing, not deducting, deducing. Yeah, Amma is Hololive English, but I don't know about investigating, honestly. I haven't seen the streams, so I would have to check it out. This is the first time I've seen true crime and VTuber crossover. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Irving. And thank you again for your donation. He was here, Wabdab? Really? Oh, okay. Maybe I missed it midstream because I was talking about the case. Oh, he was at the start. Oh, okay. Maybe, yeah, like then he was at the start. Okay, so Polly Bloom. Do you know Mr. Creepypasta? I met him and the rest of the narrators and Mew on 2019 live story on a live storytelling meetup. Oh, I do know Mr. Creepypasta. yeah, I've seen that. I think I know. Or was it Mr. Oh wait, no, I know Mr. Nightmare. I'm sorry, I didn't. I think I don't know Mr. Creepypasta. In that case, Amelia basically does the same kind of stuff the rest of whole life does. Okay, I see. I see. Well, I mean, I'm a unique case. I'm the only true crime VTuber, and I will die on that hill. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and listening to the case. And I will see you next week. I will stream some games. I think on Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm gonna decide on my next week's schedule, but I'll stream some games on Twitch. And then on Thursday, I will have another Full Body Chills episode with another scary story. Then Friday, it's gonna be the bonus true crime stream over on Patreon. And Saturday or Sunday, you can expect another true crime stream as usual with another Christmas killer story. So thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Don't be a Dorito. And always lock your doors. Until the next time. Bye.